I've been wanting to share this testimony for a while, and I did promise God that when He delivered me, I would testify and I would share how great God is. So let's talk about my pregnancy journey. When I was engaged, I prayed to God constantly to have a honeymoon baby. I knew my husband since I was 7 years old, and I really believed and felt that I did not need any time, any additional time, to start off this journey as parents and as newlyweds. God had other plans, and I didn't get my menstrual cycle for the first 5 months of my marriage. I never got officially diagnosed with anything, so I again just thought it was stress. A lot of you may say 5 months is not that much, but I was in tears, I was stressed, I was confused, I questioned God many times, just wondering why is it that there's so many people who don't want to have kids and they have it with no issue, and then there's me who is trying and praying and devoting time to God and doing all of the quote unquote right things, but am not getting pregnant. I felt like something was wrong with me, and it brought me down this rabbit hole of depression. My birthday came and I went to the doctor and finally was diagnosed with PCOS. With PCOS, infertility is one of the most common symptoms. So I then got even more scared that God would ever let me have a child, let alone the first year of my marriage. I continued to pray, my husband continued to pray, our community continued to pray, and in November I was pregnant, which was the most exciting news I could have ever found out. Everything was going good for the first month. I had no complaints from my doctors despite of my PCOS, and this was my first pregnancy, so I was on top of the world. When I went to one doctor's appointment, I came out of there with some horrible news, finding out that I have a thin cervix. Now, with a thin cervix, there's a high percentage that you may not be able to carry your child full term, as well as a high death rate. So I went back to God, of course, praying, trying to figure out what is it that God wants me to do or learn throughout this season, because it's very unlikely for someone my age to go through that as a first time pregnancy. But that was God's story for me. So I had to go and have a surgery, a cerclage put in. So baby was trying to come out at 4 months already. So when the cerclage got in, it basically tied the balloon tight so that way baby can stay up until full term, which she did by God's grace. Now we have my beautiful daughter, my amazing blessing. And yeah, so that is my testimony. All of this to say that your plan may not be God's plan, but God's plan is always the right plan. Don't forget it. Even in the hard times, even in difficult times, remember that His plan is always the best plan for you. So just trust Him throughout the entire journey. Bye guys, love y'all.